listening to Over the Oxer podcast with Tracy Cole for all things to do with the mind for equestrians. This week, I've got a little guided visualization, mental imagery, mental rehearsal, whatever you want to call it, for confidence, self-belief, and quiet trust in your own ability. So it's going to last about 10 to 12 minutes. So just find yourself somewhere nice and comfortable. Make sure that you're not driving. Make sure that you're not riding. You can just close your eyes and find somewhere really still and peaceful. Okay, let's begin. So in your comfortable place, just start to breathe and just notice your breathing as the air gets taken in and is then expelled. And you're not trying to rush or quieten or slow your breathing. You're not trying to change it at all. You're just noticing as the air goes in and the air goes out. And let your body settle in its own way, because there's nothing to do here, nothing to fix, nothing that needs to be achieved, only listening and allowing. And as you listen, you might continue to notice the simple rhythm of your breath, not changing, not controlling it, like a tide, like the sea, over and over, in and out. Something that's so successful, so easy, always can be relied upon, in and out. Like the slow opening and closing of a gate in a quiet field. And perhaps you can imagine now that you're standing at the edge of a stable yard in the early morning. The light is soft, not demanding, just present. A pale gold brushing over wood, over stone, over quiet fences. There's a horse nearby, not moving, not yet asking anything of you, just being. And you are not in a hurry. There is no need to rush towards anything, because confidence and calmness, real confidence, real calmness, doesn't rush. It gathers, like a horse gathering itself before a jump. And you might begin to notice the sound of your own presence, that quiet certainty that you are already here, already enough in this moment. And something within you starts to settle, like tack being gently placed with familiar hands, familiar rhythm, nothing forced, everything known. And now, as if you're walking across the yard, you might notice the ground beneath you, solid, supportive, stony or smooth, reliable, each step reminding you that you have done this before in your own way. And when things weren't perfect, even when things were uncertain, you continued. And that part of you now continues. That part of you that continues is here now. And ahead of you, there is the horse. You know this horse. Or perhaps you're just getting to know them. Or perhaps you've known them for a long, long time. And in each case, there's a conversation happening without words. Because horses understand something very important. They respond not to noise or voices, but to clarity. Not to force, but to feel. And you might notice something interesting here. Your body already knows more than your thoughts sometimes give it credit for. The way your balance adjusts without instruction, whether you turn, whether you're on the straight, whether you're walking or trotting or cantering, your balance adjusts. The way your hands can soften at exactly the right moment. The way your eyes can see a distance and begin to understand it before language arrives. And confidence, true confidence, is not loud. It's not a performance. It's a very quiet agreement between your awareness and your ability. Like reins that are held but not tightly. Like a leg that supports without gripping. Like a breath that trusts it will return. And now you might imagine yourself tacking up the familiar sounds, leather, buckles, soft movement, soft placement. Each sound is a reminder that you belong in this process. There is no need to be perfect, only be present in this now moment, because this now moment is the only moment that we truly have. Past moments have passed us by. Future moments have not yet come. This is the moment of true power, and being present in this moment, no further back in time, no further forwards in time, is your power stroke. Soft, gentle, and quiet. And as you lead your horse out, you might notice how they match you. Not because they are told to, but because of a shared rhythm and rapport forming. A rhythm of attention, of awareness, of quiet readiness. And perhaps just for a moment you can sense something shifting inside you, a settling, a coming together, as if different parts of you, the rider, the body, the breath, the intention, the mind, are all aligning in the same direction, not forced, just remembered. And now you're in the arena, or the field, or the school, or wherever you want to ride. Maybe you're going for a hack, and the space here feels larger than it did in thought, more open, more alive, more ready to accept you. The air has a certain texture. Perhaps here it's cool for you, or perhaps it's warm. Perhaps it's carrying the smell of the earth, or of grass, or of leather warmed by hands. And your horse begins to move beneath you, or beside you, as if they are also listening. And here's something really important. You don't need to prove anything to your horse. Your horse is already responding to what's real inside you. Not what you're trying to be, not what you'd like to be, not how you think others perceive you, but what is actually here. And that part of you is steady, capable, learning, adapting. That part of you is enough. Now imagine the first movement. Maybe it's a transition, a small request. Maybe it's a bend or a turn. And you notice how subtle it is, how little is actually required. A shift in the breath, a softening of intention, a thought, a quiet decision. And your horse responds. Not perfectly, not predictably, but honestly. And that honesty is something you can trust. Because riding is not the absence of uncertainty. It's the ability to stay with yourself. It's the ability to stay with yourself within it. Like approaching a jump. Like an oxer. And even if you don't jump, then you appreciate the analogy. You see it before you reach it. It is there in your awareness, growing clearer as you become closer and closer. And something in you might try to anticipate too much, to tighten, to rush ahead of the moment, to be in the future moment. But there's another part of you, the part that already knows how to wait just enough time, how to see the stride as it arrives, not before, not after, but in it. And that part of you is learning to trust itself more, stride by stride, breath by breath. As you continue in this ride, you might notice small corrections are happening naturally, as a conversation, a half halt that's not an interruption, but a clarity, a release that is not letting go of control, but returning to flow. And your horse begins to feel more like an extension of this awareness, not separate, not fused, but connected, like water moving through a channel that knows its path. And now, approaching a fence in your mind's eye, an oxer perhaps, think of the analogy. You're not thinking in urgency, you're just simply aware of its being, of a distance, of a rhythm, of a timing. And something in you understands that you do not have to force the moment, you only have to be in it. And as you meet that takeoff, there is a brief suspension of everything unnecessary, just a clean, simple presence, and the jump happens, not as a struggle, but as a continuation. And then on the other side, there's a landing, soft and balanced, controlled without tension. And you realize in this story, in this analogy, something quietly important. You're allowed to trust yourself more than you were taught to. And with each stride after that, with each stride that you take now, something integrates a little more deeply, a sense that you can see what's in front of you and respond without overthinking, that your body knows how to adjust, that your awareness is not fragile because it's trained, it's adaptable, and it's present. And as the ride begins to settle, you might notice a calm expanding in your chest, simple groundedness. And that kind of feel does not need to be announced. And your horse feels it, because horses are fluent in this kind of calm. And perhaps now, wherever you're riding, feels a little quieter, not empty, but aligned, as if everything here is working together. They're all speaking the same language. And you can begin to realize that confidence was never something that you had to go and find. It's been developing through every single ride you have ever had, every mistake that taught you something, every victory that brought you joy, every recovery that brought resilience, every moment you stayed present. And now it's all here, available, grounded. The pace is unhurried. The work is complete. There's a sense of enoughness. And that builds trust. And as you dismount, you might notice your feet on the ground again, the solidness beneath you, stillness. And you carry something forward from this moment, not a pressure, but a quiet memory in your body, a reminder that you can meet your metaphorical fences in your own way, at your own rhythm, with the awareness that adapts. And in a moment, you'll come back fully into the room where you are now, bringing with you whatever sense of calm, steadiness, and trust feels useful. Just bring what you need for now, and perhaps a little more than you had before, because that really is enough. I hope you enjoyed this little mental preparation. I hope you can listen to it over and over and bring with you the confidence or the trust or the breathing or the awareness that you want to have. I'm going to take a little break next week. I'm away in Scotland, and so I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much for all your emails. Thank you so much for all your comments. Please do continue to send me emails and comments. I really love reading them, and I really do appreciate it and read everything that's sent. Take care, and I will see you again really soon.